Alright, this is going to be the Vapeland Oddity Sampler Review. If you're not aware of Vapeland, they basically tailor to people that use tanks, and they're more subtle flavors. Not to say that they're weak, but they're just not, I don't know, I find them as all-day vapes opposed to a lot of juices, which can be overpowering, and you can only vape them, you know, for a certain amount of time before becoming sick of them. With these, I find that a lot of them, because they are on the more subtle, more natural kind of end, that I can vape them all day with no issues. So there are several different flavors here. I'm going to split this into multiple videos as to make it not super long, and if you want to see my other previous videos, I have several on the company. This is definitely not my first purchase and not my last. And I did add VG to these just as a disclaimer. So I personally don't think it's changed the flavor too much, because I did test these straight out of the box. It's just I have a PG sensitivity, so I have to make sure that my juices are at least 70% VG, and I do suspect that some of these might be a little bit less than that. So to vape like in a tank, and I have vaped all of these in a tank as well as dripping them. If I vape them for long amounts of time, I have to make sure that it's above a certain, you know, VG percentage. Otherwise I get nauseous and all that other stuff that I've explained already before. So I'm going to talk about the ones I like the least first. The one that I found absolutely horrible, but keep in mind I've tried several different types of flavor among these lines, whether it be DIY or completed juices, and I haven't liked any of them. So I don't know, I either can't vape this flavor or I just haven't found the right one. But it's very Lil Cheesecake, and it's essentially supposed to be very heavy on the berry and a very light cheesecake. I personally, I got mostly cheesecake / butter, which I hate buttery vapes. I've gone over this several times before. Anything buttery, I find it disgusting. And it was also almost like a rancid kind of flavor, like a spoiled milk kind of flavor, which is why I don't like any cheesecakes that I've tried to date, because they all have that general flavor to them. And I did get some spices, which are indicated in the description. It says that there's some kind of spicy note to it, not as in like a chili powder type of spice, but among the lines of like a holiday spice, like maybe nutmeg, some other flavors that I don't really know offhand. But I didn't really get any berries, to be honest, and I did try this at various wattages, both dripping and in a tank. I tried it at 13, 15, and 20 watts with a 1 ohm wrapped coil, and none of them were good. And I literally could vape 2 puffs on it, and then that was it. I tried to force myself to vape, at least for because I usually do it in the car while I'm at work, because I drive for a living, so it's like a good couple hours. So I at least try to get them that amount of time, because some of the flavors do grow on you as you vape them. But I couldn't do this one. I just could not do it. It was just disgusting to me. The second to the least favorite would have to be probably mine Toulouse. This one wasn't nearly as offensive. It just kind of tasted like black licorice to me. It's supposed to be, from the description and what people have said, it's supposed to be kind of similar to ELIQUID, which is a citrus black licorice mixture that a lot of people have tried to clone and all that other stuff. But I didn't really get a lot of citrus with this one. I got mainly just black licorice. So if you like black licorice, this would be a really nice one for you, because it's not overly chemically, because a lot of them tend to have that very strong artificial, flavor. It's very genuine, but I just don't personally like black licorice that much. This one is actually better at a higher wattage, at 20 watts, and yeah, it was okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't offensive like the other one, but just wasn't, my thing. And then the next one, below that, would have to be probably Ginger by Sea. This one I actually thought I would not like as much as I did, because I don't tend to like ginger very much, or maybe it just depends on the type and conditions, because I love Canada Dry Ginger Ale, but I absolutely hate Vernors. And I don't know if any of you, I'm sure you probably have something similar, but here we have something that's called Wasabi House. I don't know if it's, you know, nationwide or whatever, but it's a hibachi where they make, it's like a Japanese restaurant, they grill food in front of you, and Benihana's, I guess, is kind of similar. I've never been there, so I don't really know, but Wasabi House uses a ginger mixture of some sort when they're grilling up your shrimp or your chicken. It's very, very strong. I don't like it. So I assumed it would be somewhat similar to that, and it kind of is. To me, what it tasted like is a mixture between like a ginger ale and a garnish, like the garnishes that you get with sushi, like it comes with pickled ginger. Like imagine that without like the pickled part of it. It's kind of like that. So I mean, it wasn't bad. This one is actually better at 20 watts as well, and I don't know, I think it would be really good as like a palate cleanser, or if you really like ginger, it would definitely, I think you would like it. So for the rest of these, I'm actually going to do a second part, so if you're interested, go to that. If you have any questions, comments, put them below.